Alright, hey guys, this is the last video of the study guide. And the first thing is, I think I forgot to tell my odd classes that this should be x squared minus 9 instead of x squared minus 3. But maybe you'll figure it out when you watch the video. Alright, in solving this one, the first thing you need to make sure is you have 0 on the right, which we do, and 1 term on the left, which we do. That means, we only have one fraction bar. Alright, so then this is the one that we're going to be using when we test. Now, we need to find our critical points from the numerator, right? We need to factor this, x minus 3, x plus 3. And when you set it equal to 0, you get that x equals 3 and negative 3. And because of this equality bar right here, that's going to be closed. From the denominator, we get that x equals negative 2, and it's going to be open because the denominator is always open. Now we're going to put this on a number line. And in order, we have negative 3, negative 2, and then positive 3. Let's see, 3 and negative 3 are closed. Alright, now we need to test regions, and for those of you that can't see the regions, I would make this dashed line here, and I would label the regions A, B, C, and D. And now we're going to pick points so that we're all testing the same points. Obviously, everything's going to be different. What's the number to the left of negative 3? Well, negative 4. What's the number between negative 3 and negative 2? Well, negative 2.5. Number between negative 2 and 3, 0. And number greater than 3, well then 4. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to test them. So I'm going to pause the video. You go ahead and do the test. And then once you press play, I'll have all of the tests right here on the screen. Alright, I've evaluated it, and now I'm going to have to finish the check. I've plugged them into the equation. These are the numbers that I got. And now the question is this number less than or equal to 0? True. Is 5.5, oh, what did I do that for? Less than or equal to 0? False. No positive number will be less than 0. Is this one less than or equal to 0? True. And is this one less than or equal to 0? Well, that's false because it's positive. So what you do is we found out that region A and region C are true. You get a different color. Here we go. And Control Z, hold on. There we go. Region A is this one. And region C is this one. So now to write the interval notation, this starts at negative infinity, right? So from negative infinity to negative 3, right, because it's a closed circle. And then from negative 2 to 3. So then that would be the answer to this one. Alright, with this problem, the first thing you ask yourself, this number 2, is whether you have 0 on the right. And do we have 0 on the right? Well, no. So we need to subtract 4 from both sides. Right, that gives us 0. And over here we have b plus 3 over 5 minus 2b minus 4. And then the next thing we need to realize is that we need a common denominator. This is over 1. So we need to multiply this one by 5 minus 2b, 5 minus 2b. Now the numerator is b plus 3 minus 4 times 5 minus 2b. Distributing 8b, like terms, the b and the 8b, that's 9b, and then the 3 and the negative 20 is negative 17 over 5 minus 2b is greater than 0. Now this is the one we're going to use because this one has 0 on the right and 1 term on the left. Now to get our critical points, you take the numerator. So it's 9, b minus 17 equals 0. And you solve for b. So we have 9b equals 17 over 9. B equals 1.8, if I believe. I did it in class today. And then 5 minus 2b, you gotta set it equal to 0. Oh wait, you gotta get rid of the 5 first. There we go. So we have negative 2b equals negative 5 divided by negative 2. We have b equals 5 over 2, or 2.5. Now the question we need to ask ourselves is whether they're open or closed, and because there's no equality bar on this one, both of them are going to be open. Alright, we're going to put them on the number line. And 1.8 is here, 2.5 is here, and we said both of them were going to be open. Now when you create regions, this is A, this is B, and this one is C. And we need to test points in each of the regions. What's a number less than 1.8? Well, 1. What's a number between 1.8 and 2.5? 2. Number greater than 2.5? 3. Alright, so these are the ones we're going to test. And so each of you, go ahead and get your calculators and do the testing. I'm going to pause the video, you do the same, and I'll be back and show you what the answer is. Alright, these are the numbers that I got from each of the tests, and now the test that we have to run is whether these numbers are greater than 0. So is this one greater than 0? False. Is this one greater than 0? True. Is this one greater than 0? False. So the only one that's true is region B. So using the red pen, that would be what we shade. And how do we write the interval notation? Where does it start? Where does it end? And they're both open, so they get parentheses. That would be the answer. Alright, this is the next one. 2 over n plus 3 greater than or equal to 1. And the first thing you notice is that you don't have a 1 on the right. So in order to do that, we need to subtract 1 from both sides. And then we notice that we have 2 terms on the right, so we have to get a common denominator. Remember, this is already over 1. So we have to multiply this by n plus 3, n plus 3. Right, and your numerator is going to be 2 minus 1 times n plus 3. And remember, when you distribute that 1, you got to distribute the negative sign as well. So this is 2 minus m minus 3. And this one are like terms. So negative m minus 1 over m plus 3. It's greater than or equal to 0. And this is the one that we're going to use. Here we go. Now we need to get our critical points. And from the numerator, right, you have negative m minus 1 equals 0. You add 1 to both sides, cancels. So you have negative n equals 1. And what do we do to get rid of the negative sign? So we have m equals negative 1. And is this open or closed? You see the equal bar right here. So this one's going to be closed. Change color. For the denominator, it's m plus 3. That means m equals negative 3. And this one's open because it's from the denominator. And you go ahead and you place it on the number line. We have negative 3 and negative 1. See, are they both open? No, the negative 1 is closed. Now this creates 3 regions. A, B, and C. And we need to pick points that we need to test. To the left of -3 is -4. Between -3 and -1, -2. Greater than -1, 0. And so I'm going to pause the video and you do the same. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to test each of these points. And I'll show you the results in just a bit. Where's the mouse? Alright, these are the numbers that I got when I plugged it in. The only thing is be really careful because there's already a negative sign outside. And you're plugging in a negative number. So make sure that you put it in parentheses or you change the sign. One of the two. Alright, so now I run the test, and the test is whether this number is greater than or equal to 0. So is -3 greater than or equal to 0? False. Is 1 greater than or equal to 0? True. Is this one greater than? No, because it's negative, so false. So the only one that's true is region B. And now the notation is going to go from -3 to -1. And the -3 is parentheses because it's open, but this one is closed. So it's going to get a bracket. Alright, next one. Alright, this is the next problem, and this one has 0 on the right, 1 term on the left, but we have a little bit of factor on the top. What are two numbers that multiply to 2 and add up to 3? 2 and 1. So this is x plus 2, x plus 1, over x minus 5, greater than 0. And this is the one that I'm going to use. Alright, the critical points. From the numerator, I'm going to get -2 and -1, and they're open. From the denominator, I'm going to get 5, and it's open. Put it on my number line. -2, -1, 5. They are all open. Now I've created several regions. I can do dashed lines. We created A, B, C, and D. And I have to pick numbers. So I'll pick a -3. In between -2 and -1, it's going to be -1.5, 0, and 6. Alright, so I'm going to run the testing for this one. Alright, when I test and I plug it into the function, for A, I get, hold on, where's my screen? Alright, there it is. When I test A, I got a -0.25. And now is this one greater than 0? False. For B, I got 0.04. Is this greater than 0? Yes, because it's a positive number. True. For C, I got -0.4. And is this greater than 0? False. And for D, I got 56. Is that greater than 0? Yes. So the regions where it's true is B and D. So B and D. Now this one goes to positive infinity. So how do we write the interval notation? Well, -2, -1, parentheses, parentheses, 5 to positive infinity, parentheses, because they're all open circles. There you go. And that would be the answers. All right, good luck studying, and make sure you do well tomorrow on tomorrow's test. Good night.